back to Swords and Feather. My name is Feather and I'm so happy to be here with you all again. I just firstly want to thank all of you who watched my last vlog, and for those of you who decided to subscribe. You have no idea how much that means to me, and how each and every time one of you comments or likes or subscribes, it just gives me a little spark of hope that what I'm doing one day will actually be a way for me to provide for myself and to provide for my family, and to do it in a way where I am helping people heal and grow just from being myself and from creating art and creating videos. It just honestly feels so surreal. I just wanted to open up with that statement of gratitude. We are in the month of November, and this is a time where many people, whether they like it or not, are going to be pushed into a cocoon and into metamorphosis. This time of year is not only everything outside in nature entering a phase of death and rebirth, but for us and our spirits and our beings, they go through these cycles too. And one of the ways that I have found to have control and intention with what this season is going to do to me and how it's going to make me feel is to exercise as much gratitude as possible. I know everybody talks about it all the time, but I just feel like with practicing gratitude, there's always a new level that can be reached. I don't think anybody ever is like, yeah, I'm grateful enough and that's it. Like, it's like such a beautiful and deep and powerful, changing, revolutionizing emotion that as much as people can be held to it and reminded to vibrate at that frequency of gratitude, we can really enter this next stage of darkness and see it as something truly so beautiful. I just am feeling all these great emotions, and I want to share them with you so that we can like take this moment to feel all of that. I'm just emoting. I'm just emoting all of that, I guess. But anyways, that was like a really long tangent about the feeling and energy update for today, but we have a pretty chill day. Mondays have become a bit more like Sundays for me, just because I work all day and all night these days on my business. So by the time Monday rolls around, I've worked all throughout the weekend, and so it's like Monday's kind of my day to catch up on things. Monday's my day to try to stay off my computer and socials and my phone and just kind of do like the mundane things. I've got some journaling to do. I actually designed my own version of the winter arc. For those of you who are not familiar with the winter arc, it's just like a winter challenge that's done over the 60 days of November and December, just to set yourself up, basically already be ahead on a lot of your 2026, like your vision board goals. And so I did the winter arc last year and I loved it. I've designed my own version this year and I'm calling it the metamorphosis arc. Two components that I am altering and focusing on. So the two components are studio time, creating a curriculum for myself. So this winter I really want to study different prints and drawings, and I want to study the artwork specifically of Irvin Isle. So I'll show you like some of his art here, but for some of you might recognize his artwork from the Sleeping Beauty movie, the original 1950s Sleeping Beauty movie. And I don't know if you've seen it recently or if you've ever seen it at all, but in my opinion, that is the most beautiful Disney movie that has ever been made or drawn. Like the animation, the drawings, the landscapes themselves are absolutely surreal. So, but I have a print book that I want to study, and I kind of like want to draw and create some of my own patterns and designs based on what I'm finding in that book. And then yes, I want to study his artwork, and I just think that will be just such a fun thing for me to focus on this season that will also benefit and help me improve my art. And then again, the studio time, because I've been working day and night on things, but I'm not actually tracking how many hours I'm spending, and I've just really been kind of in flow and just kind of making things randomly, honestly. I'm starting to find a pattern and a rhythm. I really think that the Daily Dream vlogs are like almost like my full-time job. All of the other artistic projects I'm working on are the part-time, like side gig type jobs. And if you don't know, I actually have started 2 other YouTube channels. One of them is definitely launched, and that one is called at Mochi Moonrise Friends. And then the other channel that I am like slowly trying to like figure out how I want it to look and how I want it to work is Moonlit Metamorphosis. So this is a channel that I will be putting like subliminals on, guided meditations. I actually have written the script for one of the guided meditations, I just haven't recorded it yet. So there's a lot of things that I am working. The one thing that we are gonna do right now is it actually snowed for the first time this year, and I'd like to take both of the dogs for walks into the woods. You're gonna bundle the heck up because it is only 30 degrees outside and it's so cold. I'm not like totally used to how cold it is yet. So, alright, let's get bundled up and head out there. Gosh, I look like a rainbow Eskimo. Oh wait, are you allowed to say that? I don't know, are you allowed to say that? Is that offensive? This is like totally like such a vibe. I feel so cute. I feel like adorable. I legitimately just feel adorable right now. Like I'm looking at myself and I'm like, look very huggable. If you like huggable looking people, you have found the right place. So stick around. I'm fired up to get really cold. I need some fresh air, I think. I'm just so happy. Like I'm just seeing my last video get that many views, and for so many of you just to subscribe is just, I think it's really getting to me, like in the best way. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling really good. You guys are the best. You guys are truly the best. Alright. Let me repay you and your guys' time by taking you on a super fun, magical, enchanted walk in the woods. It is so sunny outside. video, but before we said our goodbyes, I wanted to show you the Metamorphosis journal, just so you can just see how pretty these pages turned out, like just the right amount of like pastel-y butterflyness. It's so pretty. So I'm very pleased with it, and I printed it off on like really nice cardstock paper, so it just feels really good. So I'll just like really quickly go over where my head was at when I was creating and kind of what I'm thinking. So the first page is your identity. So whenever you do like a shadow work or a challenge like this, you first do a little bit of shadow work. So there's some prompts there to help you come up with the new identity, the next version of yourself, what to call her or him, and just some questions to think about it more deeply. And then on the second page, we talk about some of the non-negotiables of this challenge. For me, it's staying in with my morning routine, my evening routines, movement, meditation. So that's all on there as well. And then as you can see on the bottom half of the page, you can start logging your studio hours every day. So let's just kind of skip ahead over here. Self-study, curriculum. So yeah, it's just got everything that you need. It's got every single day where you can like do a little reflection, say what you worked on, say how many hours you spent on it. And then one other part about this challenge that I'm incorporating into it is creating daily proof. So what that means is that every day you create like a folder on your phone and you take a picture of you doing the hard things, just even if it's just one thing, and then you have this specially set aside folder in your phone, every day a picture proving to yourself and proving to your subconscious that you have been putting in a really good effort to commit yourself to this challenge and commit to growth. A lot of these ideas just came into my head, and I was like, these are all such great ideas, and it's also really fun. There's a little section for a candle ritual in there. There's also this section where it's talking about, you know, cleaning your personal and organizing your space. And then section 10, there is the 7 realms. So the 7 realms are your relationships, your career, your finances, etc., etc. And then you are discussing different ways that you want to improve upon each one of those realms of your life. And then and also talk about the things that are working. Let's see here, let's just kind of skip ahead. I made a little formatting error on this page and only filled it up like a third of the way. So I actually am going to use this empty space on the bottom of the page here and make it like a pre-vision board. So I'm going to put all my vision board, you know, my New Year's resolutions, things that I would like to bring into my life in 2026, like in this space down here. Why not? Actually, I'm going to write that down before I forget. Vision board ideas. Perfect. And then on these pages, there's 2 pages of habit trackers. You can write down whatever habit you want, and then it's based on the 15 days. So the one thing I think I forgot to mention about the challenge is that it's a 60-day challenge, but there's 4 quarters, 15 days each. And after each set of 15 days, there's the final pages of the journal are like reflection pages where you talk about what you learned, what worked, what didn't work. And then so when you get into part 2 or quarter 2 of your transformation, you're building on that momentum, you're having reflections. I like the idea of like revisiting and kind of like revamping what you need to every 50 days to make it the most effective. Yeah, and then like I just said, the final 4 pages here are just your reflection pages. So I'm going to have it all come over here, and so you can all read exactly everything that's on here. I don't want to bore you if this is not even something that you're interested in, but I was going to say that if you like this little journal that I've made and you think the Metamorphosis challenge could be helpful for you, please let me know by commenting the blue butterfly emoji in the comments, and then if I get enough people who are interested in downloading the journal, I'll put it on my website. And so then you can do the challenge too, and I like that you can just do it on your own time, and I like that it's in 15-day stints, because what if, you did one quarter but then you went on vacation or just had like a medical thing come up? You can always return back to it. And you can also like make something very similar yourself on Canva. I made this on Canva myself, so if there's something that you think makes the most sense to you, feel free to, copy and make your own version, your own winter arc if you'd like to. But I just love all the different sections. I like the idea of having studio time and then the self-curriculum like we talked about earlier. Actually, maybe I'll show you the print book. Let me go grab it. So this was the book that I was talking about that I want to make a part of my self-curriculum. So this is the Textile Designs book, and it is huge, and there's literally like thousands upon thousands of examples of like different prints. Here, I feel like this is not the best angle for you to see this, so let's switch around a little bit. Thank you so much for spending the day with me today. It was another beautiful day, and there's so much to be grateful for. I'm just so happy that you are watching and following along on my journey, and I just have no words, I'm just so perfectly content and just having a blast doing this, and I can't wait to communicate and interact with you all more, especially in the comments. Feel free to introduce yourself. There's obviously a great little community that we're slowly building here, and so I want you all to find friendships and for us to get to know each other if possible. Yeah, because it just means a lot to me. There's a lot going on in this house and in this life, and I've shown you all kinds of crazy things, so if somehow you get down with all of those crazy things, then that's pretty awesome. And that means that there's lots of people who are multi-dimensional just like us, and they are gathering here. So I am going to work on the rest of this journal, get dinner going, and I will see you in the next episode of Daily Dreaming. I also have an update for you. So my husband will be releasing a bunch of pots on www.hendrickceramics.com, and by the time this video is posted, it should already have launched. And if you want to use the code FEATHER for 10% off, you absolutely can. If you are just meeting me for the first time, my husband has been making ceramics for over 20 years. Everything he makes is filled with love, and it's incredible. Like, his work is truly, genuinely incredible. And you'll be able to, he does all functional pottery as well, so mugs, cups, bowls, they just make wonderful presents, and they're very durable and made for daily use. The glazes are all his own original recipes, and they're made right here in this home. So if you watched my last vlog, you saw our studio. So each pot is truly made with a lot of love, and truly one of a kind. It will become one of your prized possessions, guaranteed. And ceramics is just really hard, so if any of you have tried it, you know how difficult it is. So to get a really beautiful pot, like to the caliber and quality that he is able to make, will wow and impress anybody. So thanks again if you end up checking that out, and don't forget to use the code FEATHER. And I think that's all the updates I have for you for now. So I'll see you next time.